Hey, what's up, everyone? Hiscorechef here. Got an exciting deck profile for you all today. I know a lot of you have been waiting patiently for it, and so I'm here to finally present to you my personal Mastemon Deck profile for the EX6 format. So let's jump right in and show you just how great Mastemon can be in today's current competitive format. Thanks for tuning into the video. If you want to see even more Digimon card game content like deck profiles, live gameplay, and product openings, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, let's get straight into it. For our Digitama, we're only going to be using 4 copies of the Starter Deck 10 Niaromon. A great tool to have in order to start building your trash with vital resources and pieces early in the game. When attacking, as long as you have a yellow Digimon in play, it allows you to draw 1 from deck and trash from hand. And it's not a once per turn. I just need to remind everyone, it's a very strong card to be able to utilize multiple times in a given turn. So this is a great way to get very vital pieces into your trash early, like your EX6 Mires, or even Mires in general. That way you can play them off of your Lady Devimon. You can even use it to feed your trash with the Gatomons and any of your level 5 pieces needed for DNA. Great tool to have. Purple is definitely the way to go with this deck in this current format and speed because of how reliant this deck needs to be in terms of consistency and speed. So purple is the way to go. So with our Digitamas out of the way, let's go jump into our rookies. First lineup is going to be 3 copies of the BT16 Salamon. Great rookie. It's very strong just in the sense that it has access to dual color yellow and purple. Just having this rookie alone and raising gives you access to your stronger option cards like Chaos Degradation and Flame Hailside very early in the game. So if you happen to, by off chance, not have a great starting hand and you're a little behind and your opponent already has something out on the board that is kind of tricky to deal with, it doesn't feel too bad to be able to Chaos Degradation, a little early in the game to just kind of deal with it until you start seeing your pieces. But not only that, it has an amazing start of main phase and on play trigger, where if it's your turn, one of your Digimon may digivolve into a level 4 Digimon with Holy Beast or Free Trade from the trash with the evolution cost reduced by 1. So this is a great way to get any of your Salamon to go into your Gatomon from trash. Ideally, you want to go into your EX6 Gatomon because it still triggers with its on evolution skill to search the top 3 cards of your deck. So there's our rookies. Next rookies, we're going to have the 3 copies of the EX6 Salamon. So this Salamon is okay. It's great to have just to be able to give yourself a bit more resources, because all it does is just gives you 1 memory as long as you have a purple Digimon or a purple Tamer in play at the start of your main phase. So it doesn't feel too bad to just hard play this and pass sometimes to end your turn while you have purple source available. So that way, if your opponent doesn't deal with this on their next turn, it just passes over. That's just an extra memory, and it does stack. It builds up, so it's not bad to have. Inheritable is when attacking once per turn, you get to give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2k DP for the turn. So it's a great way to kind of start whittling down on some of your opponent's lesser stacks to kind of get rid of pesky floodgates, or even just be able to swing over a higher DP Digimon with your Mastemon. So 3 copies here. Next, got a couple of tech choices here. We're going to be playing 1 copy of the BT8 Psychmon. This is ultimately for the Diaboromon, or not Diaboromon, Demon Lords matchup. This prevents players from reducing play costs, and Demon Lords is a very strong deck in the current format and is running rampant everywhere. Everyone's playing this deck, so you want to be able to have an actual viable out against them. If you see Psychmon early in the game, definitely set it up. Force them to kind of have to deal with it, and even if it does get dealt with and it's in your trash, you can easily bring it back with the purple base through Calling from the Darkness, or even your Mastemon, just to play it back out on the field. Once you have your Mastemon set, they can't really deal with it. So Psychmon is here to help. mitigate and prevent your opponent from reducing play costs to play very very strong bodies, and also counters Def X Spawn. So the one copy here, and then for our final rookie, another tech choice, it's going to be the EX6 Lusamon. So this is a really great card. Not only is it Angel type, so it's searchable with your Gatomon. It has a great start of your main phase and on play trigger where you reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and you get to add an Angel, Archangel, or 7 Great Demon Lords trait Digimon from among them and add it to your hand, and then you get to trash the remaining cards. So reason why this is such a strong tech card for this deck, it helps build your trash. If you could get at least even one piece to hand, and then you feed your trash with other pieces like a Mirai or a Lady Devi or Gato early, it's super strong. And not only that, it's a 10k DP rookie. Right? This is basically a free blocker once you have a Mastemon setup with the BT11 Anjumamon trait. It's just the 10k blocker, and so it's just great to have. And not only that, if you are running the Lusamon Chaos package, allows you to evolve into the Chaos mode from trash without paying the cost. So super strong tool to have early game. I would be careful with keeping this on the board for too long, because it will end up decking you out eventually. So only keep it out for as long as you need it to, and then try to get it deleted, or at least evolve on top of it, to make sure you can't trigger that start a main phase to constantly excavate your deck. All right, those are our rookies, just 8. For our champions, gonna be playing the starter deck 10 Gatomons, 4 copies, mandatory. You can't go any less than this. Still a great tool. On play, you get to search the top 3 cards of your deck, add 1 yellow and 1 purple Digimon, and then bottom deck the rest. And it reduces evolution cost on a Archangel or Fall Angel by 2, and as well as giving you access to the end of turn DNA. Great card, great combo card, and not only that, it works in tandem with the EX6 Mirai. EX6 Mirai also allows you to reduce evolution cost by 1 as long as it's a piece from the trash. So overall plan is to basically hard play the Gatomon while you have an EX6 Mirai in play. Trigger the search, get your piece, and then you get to suspend the mirror to gain a memory because you played a Holy Beast, and then this Gatomon can now evolve into potentially a Lady Devimon or an Anjumamon from trash with a reduced evolution of 1, and it does stack with this innate ability to reduce that evolution further by 2, so it's essentially a free Evo. And if you have the BT11 Mirai in play, well, you're in luck. You get to play the other counterpart by suspending. So it's a great combo to go into as long as you have your Mirai set up. So 4 copies here. And, of course, another mandatory 4 of is going to be 4 copies of the EX6 Gatomon. Another great search tool. It's just a cheaper version of this. 1 less memory. And it's only a yellow color, unfortunately. This one allows you to reveal the top 3 cards and add 1 Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel trait and a Mirai. So if you happen to reveal a Mirai on top of your other selectable targets, you get 2 targets, and this is a great way to start getting your Mirais in hand early. Another great combo is to basically either evolve or hard play this without passing and go into the Anjumamon EX6 and play that Mirai you just picked up off of this Gatomon to play it for free. All right. Going to our level 5s, we're going to play 3 copies of the BT11 Lady Devimon. Great way to recur your pieces back from trash if you're not seeing any. It's definitely a very strong card still, and it has retaliation on your opponent's side. So really prevents your opponent from wanting to delete your stack outside of battle. So rather than swing into it, they're gonna have to deal with it in another way, shape, or form. So great tool still. So 3 copies, great way to just recur pieces. It's essentially just here to basically help recycle pieces from trash. So 3 copies, you want to see it as often as possible. And then we're gonna go 3 copies of the EX6 Lady Devimon. So I have an issue with this card. It's too good. It's actually, I'm happy we got something this good, but my god, it's very strong. Gets to evolve off of yellow or purple. Has just built-in retaliation, so you could swing into something if you need to get rid of it. But on play when digivolving, if you have a Mirai, you get to just pop a level 4 or lower. But if you don't, you get to play one Mirai from your trash without paying the cost. So this is a great way, again, to just combo off of the Niaramon and Godamons. As long as you have, you're able to set a Mirai in your trash with the Niaramon, you get to just evolve straight into it and just play it out of trash. And then Scapegoat is where it gets nutty. It's just better barrier, right? It's just barrier skill on steroids. A Scapegoat allows you to basically delete one of your other Digimon to prevent whatever stack has this Lady Devimon in it from being deleted, or just it's crazy. Like, you could even trigger it off a battle, right? It's just, if as long as it's getting deleted outside of your own effects, you could Scapegoat. It's very strong. It's very, very strong. So 3 copies here. Okay. For our next level 5, this is gonna be 2 copies of the BT11 Anjuwamon. I would run 3. I did playtest with 3 for a little bit, and I found 3 actually a little bricky. So 2 is enough. This is just a great tool to have in order to search your security for vital pieces that you are missing in your hand to go into your Mastemon, as well as it's just having access to the trait to basically turn all of your angels, archangels, and fallen angels to blockers. So great tool to still have. 2 is, I'm very comfortable with 2. 2 is all you really need. You want to definitely be a bit more aggressive with this deck now and utilize the new EX6 Anjuwamon more because of the alliance to be able to swing into your opponent for a very big number and get 2 checks. So only really need this to search and get a piece, and if you want to set up a blocker body and just have blockers, this comes in handy. Alright, then speaking of EX6 Anjuwamon, we're playing 3 copies. Very strong. It has built-in barrier. Works the same way as Lady Devimon, but it's a little different. If you have a Mirai, you get to -2 security one of your opponent's Digimon until the end of their turn. But if you don't have a Mirai, you get to play one from your hand instead for free. But then, of course, during your turn, inheritable trait gives you Alliance, which allows you to suspend another one of your Digimon when the stack with this Anjuwamon attacks, gaining that DP from the suspended Digimon and gaining you security +1. So you could literally be very aggressive with this deck. 3 copies is what you want to see because you want to be able to gain access to this Anjuwamon as soon as possible for your initially your first Mastemon stack. And finally, we're just going to play the 1 copy of the Anjuwamon Ace. I used to run 2 during early playtests, but I found that this card just rarely ever comes up. It rarely comes up because I'm always just evolving into the other level 5 pieces. Anjuwamon Ace is just here to just kind of be emergencies and the rare occasions where I would have to hard play and DNA that way. But it's still a great option to have, being able to play your Godamon and pass, and then you could just ace into the Anjuwamon if you need. But it's still a very risky thing to do. If my advice, if you happen to ace into this card, I would try not to use this in a Mastemon Ace stack, because that's a potential of overflowing 4/7 whole memory. It's a doozy. So definitely try not to use this in your Mastemon stack if you can help it. But still a great tool to have. Just the 1 is perfectly fine. And our final level 5 is going to be, of course, the Lucemon Chaos mode. Obviously, it's not searchable outside of the Lucemon that we play in this deck, but what's really cool about this, you could still use it to DNA during your turn since it is a level 5 purple or a yellow. So this is kind of the bridge. This is the bridge piece that kind of evens out the color spectrum for my level 5s. It could act as a level 5 purple, or it could act as a level 5 yellow. This card is very powerful. You could evolve on top of your Lucemon for just 6. On play when digivolving, your opponent may delete one of their Digimon or Tamers, but if this effect doesn't delete anything, your opponent does have to trash the top of their security, and you get to recover 1. So it's a very powerful card to pressure your opponent into making life decisions that they don't want to make. However, what's really even more disgusting about this card is if you decide to play it out with your Mastemon effect, and they have nothing on their field, they're forced to basically trash that security card and you get to recover because nothing was deleted. So as long as nothing was deleted, you will get that security trash and you get that recovery. This card is a very, very powerful tool. Definitely power crept the original BT7 one in my opinion, where BT7 one guarantees a delete, but this is just very good. I would preferably run this over the BT7. So that's our level 5 lineup. Going straight into our level 6s now. Ophanimon Fall Down Mode. Still a very relevant card for this deck. Still a very powerful tool to have. As far as level 6s go, it's great to have this as just a one-of tech piece, especially if you're not seeing your other counterparts, the DNA. You could just evolve straight on top of it. One of your Lady Devies or Anjumamon. Still a very powerful card. You get to recover if you have yellow in your source. You get to delete a level 4 or lower if purple's in its source. You can do both if you have both colors in your sources. Also searchable. It is a vaccine. It's a Fallen Angel trait. Gatomon. And both Gatomons can bring it out from your deck on reveal. Also a great way to just play out your level 4s or level 3s out with the on deletion. So not much needed to be said about this card. It's still a great tool to have. Alrighty. Of course, with our Mastemon, we're doing a 3-3 split. We're going to be playing 3 copies of the starter deck 10 Mastemon. Great tool. You just DNA, if you DNA on your turn, well, in general, it's just, this is the one you want to DNA during your turn as often as possible. Gets to play a level 5 or lower body from your security. Combos with Lucamon. You can set up more Gatomon plays to get more additional searches. It's a great card. Great card to have. Not much really needs to be said about this card. You already know what this does. So then we're gonna be playing 3 copies of the new Mastemon Ace from EX6. This card is kind of cracked. It's actually very powerful. Just having built-in Chaos Egg is kind of nutty to me. There's multiple ways to play this. It's just, and I can't really say if there's optimal ways to play it. There's just multiple ways to play it. You get to blast Evo into this during your opponent's turn, as long as you have one of the pieces on the field. If you have an Anjumamon already on the field and your opponent attacks, you can blast Evo into this from your hand with a Lady Devimon in hand, or vice versa. Alright, when you DNA Digivolve, you may play a level 5 or lower Angel, Archangel, or Fallen Angel trait Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. And then you get to take any Digimon on the board, including yours, and place it at the bottom of the respective owner's security stack. And then your opponent trashes security cards until they have 4 remaining. So, outside of just doing it to your opponent's Digimon, you could actually do it to your own Digimon, just to kind of feed a piece in, just to keep a security lead and just feed extra life. It doesn't feel too bad to do it. But again, yeah, it's a great way to play out more bodies, get more on plays. Great combo piece to have. You could play your Lady Devimon to pop a level 4. You could play your Anjumamon to security -2 an opponent. But great counter tool to have, and it just gets rid of bodies. It's super strong. Going into our level 7s, I still decided to play the One or Dine. It still comes in handy. It's super good. It's a great extension piece. It really is, because you swing with 2 level 6 stacks and you need an extender. You could just DNA those 2 stacks and go into Ordine, reset the stack, and potentially attack for lethal. Great way to also board wipe the field if you need to. Good counter play against D Brigades, Lugamons, anything that tends to go wide a lot. It's a great card to have. You get to recover for every body you delete with it, and you get to just recur it back by trashing the top of your security. But this is just really just here for the ender. I only will use this just to end the game as an extension. And of course, our final level 7, we still play the 1 copy of Shine Grey Ruin mode. Before I get into this, obviously, do not, if you can help it, please, I implore you, do not evolve your Mastemon Ace into this, because you will, for sure, overflow 4, because this will kill itself after attacking. But anyway, reason why I play the 1 copy of Ruin mode, this is a great counter against Diaboromon. Majority of the Deoboromon tokens are only 3k DP. So if you evolve into the Shine Gray Ruin mode on your turn, you're gonna wipe all of their tokens out. Just a great way to just counter and just kind of crowd control against the Deoboro matchup. Strong card to have, and essentially, yeah, there's potential to minus 10k blanket on your opponent. But cool thing about this is you can combo it with your Godomon EX6 as well as your Salamon EX6 for an additional 4,000 DP on a single body. Because on attack, say I were to evolve into this without passing, and then I decide to attack, that's automatically 10,000 DP blanket effect on your opponent's side until their end of next turn. However, you get to also apply that minus 2,000 DP, both from the EX6 Godomon and the Salamon, onto a singular body. So this is a great way to deal with a Deoboromon that survives the initial 10k blanket effect. So great tool to have. For our options, we're going to play one copy of the Calling from Darkness. Again, since it's purple base and we do see some purple pieces we need to essentially get from our trash back to hand, a Calling from Darkness is here to help with that. And it helps get pieces, purple specific pieces that can't be searchable with our mainline deck, like the Shine Grain Ruin modes and the Psychmon. Those are purple pieces we cannot retrieve with our searches. And if we happen to end up trashing them with our Lucomons or even our Niaromons, calling, or from security checks. You know, if it happens to be in security check and goes to trash and you need it, just calling. Calling's there to help get that to your hand and gives you access to those cards. One copy of the Flame Hellside from BTA. Now, I'm honestly kind of leaning towards just excluding this out of the deck. If it's just a one-of. I really feel there's no need to play this if it's only a one-of, but I'm going to keep playtesting with it. It still comes in handy. Allows you to just minus 6 something on the board, and then you get to play level 4 out. Realistically, you want to play out those Godomons from trash with this, but if I were to take this out, this will probably be another Psychmon, realistically. I would like to have 2 Psychmon in the deck, but like I said, it's really up to preference with this card specifically. It's really not much. It's not really needed as much currently in this format, in this deck profile, in my personal opinion, because you're already able to just have access to your trash and being able to play bodies out multiple times with just through the Mastemon. But again, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep playtesting with the Flame Hellscythe at the 1. If I start to see that I don't need it as often as I thought I would, I'm gonna swap it out for a second copy of Psychmon. All right. Next, we're gonna have 3 copies of Chaos Degradation. Still a very powerful card, especially in current meta. You know, chances of this being in your security are pretty high with all the amount of recovery you can potentially do. Also, a great way to just have in your hand, especially with the way the game has evolved, where people have access to ace cards. This is a great way to just chaos deck for cheap, because if you're doing this from hand onto an ace stack, you're just getting the memory back. So you chaos degradation level 6 ace, you're just getting 4 memory back. So realistically, you're only playing this for 4 memory. So great tool to have. It's a great way to deal with pesky bodies that you don't want to deal with. And our final option card, we're going to play the 1 copy of Reinforcing Memory Boost. So one thing I've learned about this deck, even though with all of its consistencies now and powerful tools to get into your Mastemon stack much faster, memory still can be a bit of a hard resource to have access to. So Reinforcing Memory Boost is here to help with that. You get to basically reveal 2 cards, add one of those 2 reveal cards to the top of your security, and add the remaining card to your hand. And then in delay effect, you get to trash this card to gain 3 memory. So it's a great way to extend out your plays. Even if you have a Mirai to give you some memory at the start of your turn, still a great way to just kind of save you later down the road. Once we have access to the Amber memory boost later down the road, very powerful tool. It's definitely for sure getting replaced with the Ambers. Amber memory boost, in my opinion, is going to be the one vital piece that will really, really accelerate this deck and give us even more resource to play around with to ultimately reach our win con. So, all right. Finally, getting to our Tamers, we're going to play 3 copies of the BT11 Mirai Mikagura. 3-3 ratio is definitely the way to go. 4, it's just too much. You don't need 4. Still a very powerful Tamer. You just gain one memory at the start of your turn. You evolve into either a Lady Devimon or Angelomon with one or fewer Digimon. You get to suspend her to play the counterpart for free. Just a way to just combo and get your other piece out to ensure that you can DNA during your turn without passing. And then, of course, I'm going to play 3 copies of the Mirei Mikagura from EX6. A little cheaper. Definitely works in tandem with the BT11. So basically, the way this card works is if you play a Holy Beast, Archangel, or Fallen Angel trait Digimon, you get to suspend this card to gain 1 memory, and then one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Lady Devimon or Angelomon from your trash with the evolution cost reduced by 1. So you can see how this combo works. Try to get these 2 Tamers set up as early as possible. That is the game plan for this deck. Mastemon, you need to have both of these Tamers set up as soon as possible. It is very realistically possible to have both of these Tamers set up by turn 2. And at that point, you're already on your way to win the game. So as long as you could get both of these out as early as possible, you just have a higher win ratio. Because ideally, the overall game plan, have a Gatomon out. You search, you get your piece. Cool. You evolve into an Angelomon, respectively, or respectively a Lady Devimon, depending on what's in your trash or what's in your hand. If you have it in hand, Angelomon. If it's in trash, Lady Devimon. So, realistically, you want to play the most expensive one first, right? If you have it. If you can help it, yeah, play this first for free. Second turn comes around, just hard play that one. Just hard play it. It's fine. Just hard play it. Just have them both set up. You don't have to worry about that Angelomon stack anymore. Ideally, now you have something in raising. You raise it out. It's already a Gatomon. Cool. You could just swing with the initial Gatomon that you already have if it already didn't get deleted. But if it's already deleted, that's cool. You already had something in backup. Raise the Gatomon, right? You just raise the Gatomon. You get to evolve into your Lady Devimon. Cool. I have a Mirei. Pop something. Suspend. Play the Angelomon out for free. -2 security on something. Suspend. Gain a memory back. You could DNA. Oh no, I don't have the DNA end of turn Gatomon. That's okay. It's built into this Mirei now. So now you have another out to end of turn DNA with this Mirei. So even if you don't have the starter deck 10 Gatomon, don't worry. As long as you have this Mirei, you can end of turn DNA. I think that's really neat. I think that's super neat. So that's basically how you play this deck. It's very important to get these 2 Mireis out as soon as possible. And the rest is history. Everything just works like clockwork. It's just bam, bam, bam. So there you have it, chat room. That's my Mastemon deck profile for EX6. Now, I've definitely had a lot of discussions with a variety of players as well as close friends who play this game. A lot of players are gravitating still towards the yellow vaccine package for the deck. Now, my personal opinion, while the yellow vaccine base does work for this deck, sadly, it's just not as fast or consistent as the purple base now in the current format, in my opinion. I agree that the BT14 Patamon is a very powerful tool intended to reach your Gatomon evolution via security for free, but without a consistent way to feed your security with them outside of a Mastemon play, you'll risk an increase in inconsistencies instead, really. That's just the way I see it, because, like I said, I tell you from experience, I used to play the yellow vaccine package and the BT14 and BT15 meta, like, extensively. It works. But now that we have more tools for this deck through EX6 and more viable pieces that work more in tandem with the trash, it's definitely more optimal to play the purple base. I'm not saying the yellow base is wrong. You can for sure still play the yellow base, but it's going to be a different play style. I've definitely heard some conversations where people play the yellow base and expect the same outcome as a purple base. No. That's not how that works. You either play the yellow vaccine base and play a completely different style of Mastemon, and you play the purple base instead and play a completely different play style of Mastemon. There's no wrong. I don't think either or are wrong ways to build a deck. It's really preference wise. But for me personally, Purple base is definitely much more faster and more consistent compared to the yellow. Um, it's just yeah, the way I see it is if you go to the yellow vaccine route and utilize the BT14 Patamon, you're gonna have to utilize the BT14 TK as well to ensure you have the Godamon in your security stack to evolve into. Um, eight Having eight potential Godamon out of your 45 cards is still very slim pickings. Even back during the BT14 BT15 meta where I played the Patamon package, dude, I can't tell you the number of times I whiffed with the Patamon. Like, I just did not see Godamons in my security. Like, it can still for sure whiff. Um, both Godamons, in my opinion, are still much more viable through directly playing them from the hand. Patamon still has the chance to miss during its start of main phase effect. So that's just one of the negatives to playing the yellow vaccine package in the EX6 format. Comparatively, like I said, a lot of decks use the yellow vaccine base. But the one thing in common I see with the yellow vaccine base deck lists is it's too many cards. Like, too many cards. And specifically what I mean by that is it's too many tech choices, which results in less space for vital key components that the deck relies more on, which are going to be your Lady Devimons from EX6 and your Anjuamons from EX6, as well as your EX6 Mires. Less is more. Trust me, less is more. It's better to utilize multiple copies of the same cards over one or two copies of a larger variety pool of cards. I hope that makes sense, right? Because that's where I see the inconsistencies in yellow vaccine decks. So many lists are using so many different various tech pieces. Oh, Cherubimon Ace, Magnadramon, BT14 Patamons, TKs. The list goes on, and when you do that, you're reducing the number of space for the more important pieces. So I believe, personally, that the purple base is the most efficient way to play the deck currently in the EX6 format. Back before EX6 format, oh yeah, yellow vaccine all day. Yellow vaccine all day, but we are now in the EX6 format. And the purple base is for sure the way to go. It's more consistent, it's much faster. The EX6 Mirai and Lady Devimon themselves both support that due to its effects working off of your trash pile. So you want to have more consistent purple bases to be able to build that trash early and get access to all those resources early. So that's just my take, personal take. And this is honestly the conclusion I came to after extensive playtests with the deck. So I'm very happy with this deck. It does perform very well. I will definitely have more gameplay footage of the deck in action for y'all in the coming days for this meta. So anyway, hope you guys are excited for it. So that was my deck profile for Mastemon for the EX6 format. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Definitely tune in more for more videos like this. And again, I do live stream over on twitch.tv, so make sure you guys are subscribed there for actual live gameplay first before it goes on YouTube. So anyway, chat, you guys all be well, be safe, and as always, be hungry for more. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.